Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another podcast with me. And today I've brought back the great, the wonderful John Rambo.
Mark,
Yes,
how the hell are you, sir?
yes, I'm fine. I'm a bit tired. I for some reason decided to watch the whole Golden Globe yesterday.
Oh, yeah. I forgot it was even on.
Yeah, I don't know why I kept on watching it.
Anything, anything interesting happen?
Well, the foreign press apparently threw out the book for how you're supposed to really vote because usually, especially in the TV industry, they will only do the old stuff or like Modern Family and Homeland and stuff that's almost past its glory.
So the Golden Globes that's TV stuff, or is
Yeah,
it kind
and
of everything?
movies.
Okay.
It's both, but
All
for
right.
the TV stuff, they usually don't have much new stuff.
Yeah.
But this year they gave only awards to new stuff, except um, Kevin Spacey got best actor for Frank Underwood in House of Cards.
Oh, right on.
So, but the other ones were like The Affair, some show that
I don't know what that is.
yeah, I don't know either. It's about I read a premise about someone having an affair, and I'm like, yeah,
Every episode they have an affair,
no, it's the
a
same
different
affair.
affair,
I think it's the same
the same
affair,
affair.
but it just spans on a whole season. I don't
That'd be an
know.
interesting show. Like they have an affair with one person, and then the next episode they have an affair with another person,
Oh
cheating on
shit!
cheating on the previous person, and at the end there's like
Oh
about 36 episodes of people that were cheated on.
yeah.
They all
Whoa,
get
that would
together,
be
enjoy it, and they form like an X-Men type group at the end.
well, that would be quite unique.
That'd
Yes.
be a show, yeah.
Yeah, but even transparent Amazon TV show get rewards and stuff.
Wow.
They just like th- they
Flip the
went.
switch on things.
Yeah, exactly. So that was pretty interesting.
Trying to
Uh,
get those ratings up.
Yeah, and the movie that like got the best was what's it called? Boyhood. The one
What
that's
is it? What are these shows? What are these movies?
that movie is about. They made that movie over the span of 12 years.
Oh, okay. I've heard of this. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. About he, because they wanted to have this kid. It's about this kid, and instead of changing actors, they had the same kid.
Yeah.
Filmed him for 12 years, and that must be so surreal as the kid who grew up, watching a different life from yourself. You're you have your own life, and then you have a whole movie life.
That's quite the project.
Yeah.
I'd be afraid like losing. They probably backed up all the files over
Yeah.
the years quite a lot. I may be afraid like 6 years in. We got 6 years to go on this. We got to make sure this stuff doesn't get destroyed.
Yeah.
It's stressful, I would think.
Yeah. But I mean, the process. They said it over the span of the 12 years, they filmed for 12 weeks total. So
Okay,
there
but
was
still, I mean,
so for every year it wasn't maybe 1-2 weeks.
it was like nonstop filming for 12 years.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean,
What about like the format? Like, were they working with VHS tapes like early on, and now they're in like 4K, and it's like very different to watch? Maybe.
I don't know. I feel like they probably used non-digital cameras back then, but they were
Oh,
still pretty like old film is pretty good quality
oh yeah.
as well. So I
Some
mean,
people still use it over digital, right?
yeah, and I can't say I blame it. The only thing that's hard is editing. That's
Oh
I think
God, yeah.
that is the primary reason why they've gone digital. I still feel like the non-digital is probably better for filming still, But I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
digital is so much easier.
It's like people always say vinyl's like the best sounding thing,
Yeah,
but it's just hard to make and hard to maintain it.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I missed out on that whole era of like actual film
yeah,
because from talking to other people that have done it, just sounds like a nightmare carrying all these reels,
yeah,
heavy reels with you. Let's say you're going into like the woods or something to film.
yeah.
You
Oh
have like
god.
50 pounds of
That's why.
tape with you.
Yeah, yeah. That's why those are
My
the
God.
type of jobs that if you wanted to get into the movie industry, that's the type of things you like. You're like one person is making sure that all the cables are plugged in.
Yeah,
That's that person's job because
yeah.
like
That's important, Mark.
yeah, that seems like oh that's maybe nothing like special, but like there's so many cables
Yeah.
and also some cable may get um, injured or something like that, and if you can and if you're like know how to repair them, then that's so much
Like, yeah,
value.
if you're on location and you're in the
Yeah,
middle of like the Himalayas or something, you need that dude that could fix the cables.
yeah,
Or what are you gonna do? It's like we're going back home and
yeah,
we lost like $100,000 today.
yeah. That is the like
Yeah,
craziest
there's so
thing.
many little jobs. Definitely, it's a really very interesting process. But it's funny because people always talk about like movies or certain movies can be a bad influence
Yeah,
on the youth or on people. But there's nothing more fake than a movie. It's so true. It's like the most
yeah,
fake thing.
yeah,
Ridiculously, hilariously fake. I mean,
yeah. And
so
and
the
it's
fact that people could kind of take that and go, "Oh, this is how I should live my life. It's real or something." I don't know.
yeah, I yeah. When it comes to movies, especially also in America, there like the problem is like if it's not a happy ending, then people are gonna like riot for the most part.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. That's the difference between like a Hollywood film and an indie film.
yeah,
If it has like a sad ending, then that's an indie movie.
yeah,
It's a weird, artsy indie movie.
yeah,
But if it's got like a nice, oh, okay, that's that's a blockbuster or something. I don't
yeah.
know. It's just
That's what.
perception or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that.
People like the happy ending here, Mark. It's,
Yeah. I mean,
everyone wants to
I
feel like they
remember
can
I
win the
am.
lotto and
Do you remember I Am Legend? They had to redo the ending.
I Am Legend. Will Smith is that the one?
Yeah, they had to
Yeah, yeah, I
redo.
saw that. Yeah,
They had to redo the ending because people
yeah.
was so upset over the ending, and they were like, "You can't end a movie like this. This is, it's a blockbuster."
I
My
paid
God.
$15.99 to see this movie.
Yes.
I expect happy ending. Well, people like the happy ending. They all feel like they could like get the hot girl and win the lotto and everything. But I found out about one I didn't even know about from Bushi actually, who you had on the show last time.
Yeah.
Little Shop of Horrors. Have you seen this movie from
No, I
from
don't
the
think
'80s?
so.
All right, so it's a movie that I saw when I was a little kid
Yeah.
and always really loved the movie. And I find out probably 20 years later that there was a totally different ending because Bushi somehow saw the original ending, which
Okay.
is basically like the bad plant wins, takes over,
Okay.
kills everyone.
Yeah.
And and he tells me this. He's like, "This is a horrific ending," and I'm thinking of the one that I saw.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Apparently, like there's a different ending originally, and the UK like or got that one, but we got the one where everything's good and nice.
It's
But
so
I'm like,
typical.
but when he's telling me this, I'm like, what movie did you see? Did you see like the wrong movie or something? And I actually had to like research it and stuff, and had no idea. So it's pretty amazing. Maybe all these movies have different endings. Maybe I've never really seen the real version of any movie.
Yeah. But
I'm really paranoid about this
yeah,
now. What happens in Ace
but
Ventura? What's the real ending in that one? Did you get shot in the face or something? Like what?
yeah. Well, like that's like certain things is just hilarious in movies. For instance, one big difference is in like Demolition Day. That's in the Steven Seagal movie.
Okay.
Uh, I think it's Demolition Day. Something Demolition. Anyway, so in that movie, there is when when the explosion happens at a restaurant. In America, it's Taco Bell,
Okay, sure.
but in Europe, it's Pizza Hut because Taco Bell
Oh,
doesn't exist in Europe.
so they were like, people don't know what this is, so if it blows up, they'll
Yeah,
have no emotional attachment to it, and they won't care.
yeah.
I mean, like, if it's
They
Taco
won't
Bell,
know what it is. Don't know what it is. Like
like, I don't
Taco
know what
Bell,
that
what
is,
the
and I don't
hell?
care if it blew up. Taco, I don't know what taco is.
Well, taco we know, but Taco
Does
Bell
that
was
mean,
like, what the hell is this restaurant? We
huh?
don't know what this is.
I don't see that being a big problem though, because I think
No,
if you,
no, but like that's it's because in America it was like a competition for like
I'm sure there's a money deal.
from yeah both Taco Bell and Pizza Hut wanted
Right,
it
so
in America as well, but Taco Bell won out like
yeah, they give them like a bunch of chalupas and gorditas or something. So I got something here that has to do with that.
yeah.
I saw the new Ninja Turtles movie,
Oh
the latest Ninja Turtles movie,
yeah
and horrendous product placement in there.
oh
Pizza Hut,
ah
just horrendous, Mark, because the Turtles are very New York.
yeah
Even in past turtle films and turtle shows, whatever,
yeah
they'll talk about like this place has the good pizza.
yeah
Get this pizza instead,
yeah
and that's a real New York thing. The pizza is very important,
yeah
and the fact that in the new movie they're eating Pizza Hut
yeah
and they're so excited about Pizza Hut just
yeah that's
destroyed the entire thing. It's disgusting. It's just really that was just really a disgusting moment to me.
Yeah, like that movie, if I remember correctly, had a lot of product placement. I
Seems like a lot of the Michael Bay movies do.
mm. Yeah,
That's
that's
certainly
true.
one that I remember.
Yeah, that's true. He has a lot of product placement in his movies. Like Michael Bay doesn't care anymore. Like
He's just making the money.
yeah,
His stuff always does well too. So just I mean, you know,
yeah,
I guess I guess what are you going to do? But
yeah,
another thing about that movie that drove me crazy, they're in the city, right? The city kind of looks one way,
yeah,
kind of bright. It doesn't really look like it's very cold there.
yeah,
Like it could be the spring maybe
yeah,
or the fall.
yeah,
And they go, okay, we're going to where Shredder is or wherever outside the city.
yeah. And
They don't
there's
say
snow.
exactly like
Yeah,
where that is. They say outside the city,
yeah,
and it's just like mountains,
yeah,
snow everywhere. I guess that's where I live. Just
yeah,
this like horrendous place. It's like a blizzard is coming in,
yeah,
and then they go back to the city, and it's just perfectly fine.
yeah,
It's not like they're traveling far distances.
yeah,
They go through the sewer. There's a
yeah,
manhole
yeah.
that leads outside the city, and they come up with this crazy snowstorm. I mean, I live in the area, so that's what really bothers me. The pizza,
Yeah.
that thing. I mean, does that ever happen in when people do Sweden and they completely butcher it?
Uh,
Happens.
no, because they're so afraid to offend anyone. They try to be as perfect as possible because that's how Sweden work. We try to offend as little people as possible. Like
I was
we,
offended by Ninja Turtles. They didn't care who they
yeah,
offended.
yeah. That is one thing about Sweden. That's like we can seem like a stuck-up country if you're actually here and like learn about us, what we get upset about. Like
Yeah,
it's just some just ridiculous things, and that's why, for instance, why the like Sweden nationalists would be the
right.
name of them in like Sweden. No, the Swedish Democrats or something like that. They're like nationalist, racist party. There for not white supremacy, but they're against like they're not very
Immigration, things
high
like
on
that.
Islam and people immigrants. They're not
Right, right,
really,
right.
but the reason why they're like their party's getting bigger and bigger is because like their politics is so direct. Like you know what you're gonna get with them. Like they're not hiding anything, and
Yeah,
they're just getting bigger and bigger. And then you have the even you have all the other parties who just lies or they're just like doesn't really know what they're talking about,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's quite frustrating, and so now like they are on the path of becoming the second biggest party in Sweden if it keeps up like this, which is
Wow.
it's really really sad. So we are
Yeah, well, it's seems like you can always find people who are really angry and want to blame their problems on other people,
yeah
and they want to get together and make a group. It seems like everyone has that group somewhere,
yeah
you know. So it's really what it is, I think.
yeah yeah. Our politics aren't the best place right now, unfortunately, but yeah.
Well, it's the whole world, I think.
Yeah, I mean, especially like, yeah, is having
Is there like a great leader somewhere? Is there? I don't know enough.
Angela
Like,
Merkel, the
where's this?
German,
Oh, I
I
see.
don't, Chancellor, I think her title is.
And just doing it like a great job. It just
Yeah,
seems like there
yeah.
used to be these.
Germany is one of the like, is one of the countries that is going best in the world. Like,
Right. I'm just thinking of these like historic people that would pop. Winston Churchill or something like these. There's been one in a long time that will like people will talk about
yeah, I don't.
years and hundreds of years from now. It's been quite some time.
I mean, I think they should talk about Merkel. She doesn't really have quotes, I think, but I think from
You have
everything
to
I
have
can tell,
quotes.
I don't follow her politics perfectly, but I mean, like Germany is doing like the best country in Europe without a doubt, and they're like everything is going great for Germany, and they're
Yeah.
flourishing. So, yeah, when no other country is flourishing, that is just. Uh,
We need
and
some great people again. We used to, there's a movie out now about Martin Luther King, or like
yeah,
it seems like there's no great leaders anymore in any facet. Maybe it's just
uh,
hard to get noticed. Because all
yeah,
people only care about like celebrities now. They don't care about like, oh, this guy's got some great points.
yeah. I think people are, but
Yeah.
I mean, like they're so like it's harder to get the rallying behind you. I think.
Yeah, you become such a target because of how social media works and everything. I think if
Yeah.
someone had such a great, even if it's just great ideas, they would just get destroyed by people attacking them, and perhaps or you'd have those two sides to it that go at each other. And
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like Winston Churchill wasn't bombarded with
right, you're wrong.
tweets like for instance like David Cameron, who is now in UK. He's
Uh-huh.
apparently a comedy in himself, from what I can tell. And
Okay, sure.
but he gets like if he went on like Twitter or like Facebook and saw stuff written about him, he would be
Uh-huh.
like, no, I'm never going on this ever again.
Yeah, if you just do like a search of his name or something,
Yeah,
you
and
just all this bad stuff comes up.
yeah. And like some of these people that are like I watched last week tonight with John Oliver. I remember
Oh yeah,
when
it's
he
great.
was doing Tony Abbott, who is the prime minister in Australia, and it's
Okay.
just ridiculous how unpopular one person can be. like,
Is he a bad guy, or is it just
like he just seems like I wouldn't say an idiot, but someone who
okay? So
like
he's not very
piss-
popular in
yeah,
general.
exactly. He's just piss people off, and like
Okay.
it's just hilarious how so many people who like a person who can be that like can get to be like prime minister. The same way that George W. Bush, like he could become president. How
Oh,
how is this
oh.
happening? Which
Well, you
world?
only have two choices,
Yeah.
well, he didn't actually win, George Bush, but
No,
we shouldn't get into that
no,
today.
no.
I'll get some messages, but yeah, he didn't actually win that
No,
race.
no. I have.
What are you gonna do?
I've seen some of
That doesn't mean anything.
the documentaries, or,
Yeah.
or parts of the documentaries only.
Yeah, that was a great time for me. I was 18.
Yeah.
I just turned 18 when in 9/11 and all that stuff went down. So it's like, oh, this is heading into a great couple of decades for me.
Yeah. I was. I remember that day. It's like, because I don't know if I came home, like if I ended early or whatever it was. But I remember coming home and my mother was free that day. She normally works a lot during the weekdays, but we were like going through the channels, and at the time we had like a CNN channel, I think we had, or like some sort of news, all news channel, and we just saw like suddenly switching over and seeing like, oh shit, like like that skyscraper is burning. What the hell is going on? And then like not long after, we saw the second one hit, like live on the television. Like, what the hell is going on? And like just surreal experience. And, how that could even happen.
Yeah, it was certainly something.
Yeah. And,
awful day. Hopefully we'll never see something like that again.
Yeah, well, I think like Bin Laden managed to scar the world. He definitely succeeded with that.
Yeah, I mean, going back to that time, I think we there was a lot of confusion, a lot of people didn't know really what was going to happen. I think, well, one of the things people thought there may be a draft again at that point.
Yeah,
it was short-lived things, ideas, but being 18, I was like, oh, jeez, it's not going to be good. But I think people thought there'd be a lot of terrorist attacks.
Yeah.
Throughout the years, and there's certainly been a great number of them, or way too many than we would like to have. But there's been any, perhaps as many as we feared at the time. So that's good, but definitely something everyone has to live with now, all around the world.
Yeah.
Which just makes things suck, because you already have your daily grind of things you have to do.
Yeah, especially like and
then you got to worry about this.
Just like the stuff that the Charlie Hebdo thing that happened in France now. Yeah, like stuff like that is going to happen, unfortunately. But I mean, apparently, like this is like they should have seen they are getting threats all the time. So I mean, like somebody has to have messed up to have not known, especially how extremist these people are.
Right.
Because there was some people that was coming from, like, before, this wasn't the first time that like averted a terrorist plot against the same newspaper, because there was people who coming from Copenhagen, Sweden, or something like that, was going to do the same thing.
Wow.
But the police knew it, like knew these people like long before they even like tried anything, and I feel like France, they must have not been doing their job, because like they should have known these extremist people, because
well, they're gonna get on it now, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely so many police immobilized for the whole thing. It's just
right. It's a tough situation, Mark.
Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in.
You got to give credit to all the people that the brave people that work to stop these things, or do join the military or whatever, and got to give them our support. And doing what they can, I believe.
Still, like one thing that's cool yesterday, that was like in Paris, 1.5 million people went to the gathering thing.
Oh wow. Great.
And like a lot of places all over the world did the same.
It's good. It's good. People got to realize we're all in this together. We're all on the planet together, and we're all really the same.
Yeah.
We're all the same. We're all trying to do the same things, really.
Yeah. And stop blaming like religion.
Oh yeah.
We need to like like these people are extremists. The people who
Right,
did
exactly.
this, they're not a part of like, it's like the radical part of every religion. The radical Christians,
Yep.
the radical Judists, like everyone has radical people in it. Like,
Yeah. That's completely correct, sir.
yeah,
And we gotta all take care of each other.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so let's get off this
Yeah,
depressing
jeez.
topic.
It's early in the morning for me. This is what I gotta wake up to, Mark. Jeez. So I got something I want to share with you.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out with OJ this week. We are going to Madison Square Garden, which I know where you've been
Nice.
before.
Yes.
And we are seeing Louis C.K.
Oh, nice.
at Madison Square Garden, so that should be kind of
yeah.
interesting.
I haven't really been watching Louis C.K., so I haven't checked his stuff out. But
I've seen a couple of his specials, the stand-up, and then I've seen the show a couple times. I like the show a lot.
yeah,
But, it was Johnny Boy's idea, so he was like, "Hey, why don't we get some tickets and go down and hang out a little bit?" So I was like, "Yeah, sure," and so it should be a good time.
yeah. Comedy is always great to like watch, but stand up.
I'm curious to see how it'll translate in that size building,
Yeah,
like a comedy show in a giant
yeah. Well, it's
18,000 seats.
yeah. Well, if you're sitting on the like, if you're sitting close, there's no problem. But I don't know, like if you're sitting on the higher up seats.
Probably, yeah. Knowing
Yes,
us, we're probably
yeah.
way up there, but it's where we like to be. We like to be perched up high, looking down on
Well,
everyone else.
hopefully, like, it shouldn't be that much of a problem.
What do you think that'd be like to make? Let's say they get like 16,000 people in there, just to have that many people laughing at once.
Mm.
What do you
It's
think
weird. Like, for instance, Eddie Izzard, who
yeah.
who I like to
Yeah.
watch his stand up. He has performed stand up on Wembley, and that's
Wow.
and like what is it, 70, 80,000 something. It
Yes,
like,
yes.
So like I can't even imagine what it's like to perform for that, like doing stand up that way. Yeah,
I'd just be really nervous. People in the back can't hear you.
yeah.
Well, yeah, that's really something. That means you did pretty well, I think.
Yeah,
For stand-up to do
and
something like that.
especially I haven't watched. They did a documentary a couple of years ago of Eddie, so I never got around to watch it. But I mean, he was a street performer. He was the guy who went from like country to country, like being in Scotland. He went to like Scandinavia. Like he just stood in the street, just doing stand up for anyone who wanted to listen.
Yeah.
And it's just he did
So
that
you
for
gotta do it.
years and years and years.
So you're telling me he didn't do Kickstarter or something? And
No.
that?
Well, like I kind of
A
like
fool, Mark. A fool.
Yeah, well, he were before Kickstarter era, but I mean,
Yeah.
that's why I kind of like stuff like Kickstarter nowadays. Like the people that have the skills, that
Uh-huh.
have the comedy in them, like they get noticed a lot quicker and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's true, but like, there's another side to it where I think like you're saying he did all the street performing. There's no doubt that he sharpened his craft.
Yeah.
And hardened his abilities by doing that. And so if someone did it, just somebody just go, here's $100,000,
Yeah.
would he have achieved or the same
Yeah,
things
well, I mean,
or been
it's
as good?
Yeah, well,
Who knows? I don't know the answer.
I don't think like when you're like stand up, like what you could actually, you could have like maybe tried to get money for having, like I want to rent this place and I
Right.
need so kind of money. That
Yeah.
is the only thing I could see them do, but otherwise I don't think the persons would get that kind of money unless
Yeah.
you need to be known by somebody, so you
Yeah.
definitely still need to, because Kevin Bridges is one from Scotland that I have been following for a long time, and he started when he was 17,
Okay.
and like he went like to stand up over and over. In the beginning, he made no money in the like different places he went to like do stand up in. So he like he was getting noticed more and more every year, but it wasn't from like until like 6 7 years later when he got noticed by the whole country. And I mean, so long. You
Takes a long
need,
time. I think
yeah,
a lot of people think it's like overnight for some of these people because it's like
yeah,
one day you didn't hear of them, next day you did hear of them. But a lot of
yeah,
these guys they go at it for long time of
yeah,
grinding and trying to get noticed, and eventually maybe it happens.
yeah. That's like that's one of the reasons why, for instance, in the film industry, why that like, and when I heard from people who worked in the film industry, they said, "Oh yeah, it took me like 10 years to reach
Right.
this level," and like
And then
that sort
you
of stuff. And I at that point I was like 18, 19, so I was like, wow, do I really at this point want to dedicate 10 years of my life to try and get to this point? Like,
Yeah, it's always interesting when you find out, and then you find all these like weird movies they were in, like someone you like, and they're like,
yeah,
oh, they were in movies in like 2001, like this weird movie, and I didn't know, or they were in the background in some movie you saw or something you didn't realize it,
yeah,
or they just been around for a long time. Just
yeah. It's either that or they have parents that are in the industry.
or they're just
What
really
it,
good-looking people that just get hired on that basis.
yeah, that's unfortunately true as well.
Well, it's something.
Yeah. Well, beauty doesn't last forever though, so
No, no.
you have to get better or you're
Well,
gonna
some
be
people have
lost.
beauty and talent.
Yeah.
That's like you, Mark.
Yes, of course.
So there you go. Wonderful.
So, how is the was the Blu-ray coming?
Oh yeah, let's get on this.
Yes.
All right. So last time I was on the program here, I mentioned that we had 24.9 gigs
Yeah.
for a 25 gig Blu-ray, which is the
Yeah.
standard size.
Yeah.
But I was really stupid, Mark, and I made a mistake
Okay.
because, as you probably know, when you buy like a hard drive or something,
Yeah.
and the box says, 4 terabytes, is actually much less than that.
Yeah.
Or if you buy a CD,
Yeah.
it's actually not exactly what they say it is.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think CDs nowadays, at least here in Sweden, says like the exact.
They say
amount.
what they say is not exactly what it is because the way the computer reads it
Yeah.
is not it's not exact. So
Yeah.
I found out that Blu-ray discs are not exactly 25 gigs.
Okay.
They say they are, but they're more like 23 and a half.
Oh.
So I was able to. Well, first of all, I should mention that I, rendered all the files and everything, and then went to
Yeah.
burn, and that's where I figured this out. So this
Yeah,
was
okay.
like last step. I was like, oh no! So I had to go back,
Yeah.
and I didn't have to delete anything off, but I did have to like compress a little bit more on certain things
Okay.
just to kind of get that down. But I don't think you'll notice any kind of real difference in quality or anything like that.
No, no. When you're up to that kind of quality, just having a little bit less, you don't really
Yeah, yeah.
see the difference that much.
You wouldn't only notice if it was like side by side
Yeah.
and like perfect setup or something. So you're not really gonna notice. But
Yeah.
so that was kind of annoying, annoying thing 'cause I had to like redo the whole process, and I think it took like 5 hours for my PC to like prepare all the files, and the burn itself is maybe 2 hours, like an hour and a half or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was our master. We had to mail that off.
Yeah.
Working with this company in New Jersey, which is really great, and they're really professional. They would call me like every day.
Oh, damn.
This guy Zach was my contact. He'd
Yeah.
call me just every day. Oh hey, I'm just checking in, see how your project's going,
Yeah.
which was kind of nice,
Yeah.
And
That's cool.
oh yeah, it was really really nice. And at one point he's like, "What is it?" And I tried to explain it. I don't think he understood it all. And
Well, did you
like
send him the link to the?
no, I didn't bother. I
Ah.
didn't even get into like any. Oh, it's my YouTube channel. Or I didn't really get into that. But
Okay.
but we got all the art done. Rice Spirit
Yeah.
did all the art. There's gonna be like insert inside the box, the cover,
Yeah,
The back
right.
cover was done by Sturmgeist.
Yeah, right is pretty good.
And yeah, Rice Spirit Deviant Art. If you guys want to check that out.
Yeah,
He did the art on the discs. He did the menus, the menu arts. Um, so he sent all that in. I was able to upload all that stuff to the site,
yeah.
and I got a call from Zach, and he's like, this is probably like some of the best art we've ever seen on a project. And he was like really blown away by it. He thought I did all of it, and this is really incredible art. So I think that right there was like, wow, this is
Yeah,
for them to say that. This is a pretty big company that does
Yeah.
a lot of this stuff.
yeah.
So for them to say like this is among the best
Yeah,
box art they've had.
when other like stuff like want to do like Blu-rays and stuff, like they always like just take a bunch of pictures and just add
Yeah.
them and like Photoshop the pictures together and like some of like the poster for where was it? Let's say a failed poster for the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Uh
The
huh.
latest, like. It was it's really weird when I was walk by it. Since I've been dealing with like doing Photoshop in school and all of that. Like some stuff just when it comes to posters and just stick out because like the human, like the more against the clouds, it was more blurred out. So in the corner he was full and then just more and more like so it like faded into the picture.
Yeah.
But the ape on the other side wasn't faded into the picture at all. So it looks just so fucking weird. You had like the human like just faded into it. Then on the other side you just had like an ape head like just full into it and like no like like fading in at all. I'm like, what the fuck did I do wrong with this one?
Right. Well, it's a process, but I mean, if I was gonna do the art myself, it would look pretty bad, or
Yeah.
like, would look like that. But just because we had these guys that really were willing to do some great work for us,
Yeah.
that side of it came out because it kind of like really stressed me out because just doing the actual all the footage
Yeah.
and all the editing on that, and then finally being done with that, which took about like 5 months, I think,
Yeah.
and then being like, oh my god, we gotta do the box, you gotta do the discs, like I don't know what to do, and
Yeah.
so those guys really stepped up and made it all happen. So it was really, really cool. So where we are right now, it's actually we sent the master away. Everything's there. They're producing the discs and the boxes right now,
Yeah.
and they should be done. They said on the 16th. They're going to be done. We ordered 100
Okay.
to start off, and
Yeah.
once they mail it to us, it should be arriving on the 21st to my home,
Okay.
which is actually my birthday, which is kind of cool. Hopefully
Yeah.
it comes that day. It'd be pretty sweet. And then we'd start offering them out to people.
Yeah.
So it's
Damn.
pretty exciting. Yeah, it's
It's like it feels like an end of an era. Like it's just,
I can't wait for the end of the year. It's
yeah, like it just feels.
it's been almost 3 years, Mark. Because
Yeah.
the first one was February 11th of
Yeah.
2012.
Yeah.
So it'll be about 3 years of this,
Yeah.
which is a lot of time.
Yeah. Like,
But yeah, once it's out, I'm gonna do some kind of video, kind of showing it off, and I'm a little nervous that it's like not gonna maybe come out how I hope, but maybe that's just me being negative. I don't know.
well,
but,
like that's just how humans work. Like you want to like downgrade your expectations because you're
Right.
like afraid. Like, oh man, what if people doesn't like it? What if like da 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 da?
well, I don't care about that. I just want it to be. I just want it to come out right and work right and everything.
Yeah.
You know, if
Well,
no one likes it, at the end of the day, me and OJ will enjoy it.
Well,
it
I
doesn't
will
matter.
definitely buy one.
Excellent, sir.
And I think Bushi already said that he wanted one, and
That's all we need. We got you, Bushi, and myself and OJ, and we'll have
Yeah.
97, 96 more that
Yeah.
we'll
like,
just have. You know.
yeah, not like people like I think I don't know Hasser and a lot of other people who have watched it on YouTube, who was there when every episode became live, and just
Yeah.
all those people I think gonna be like, oh, I want one, and
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, hope people enjoy it and all that stuff. It's
Yeah.
great. We're not looking to really make anything on it because I don't think there's any way we could possibly recoup all the costs that we've spent on this
No,
thing.
no, I can't
So
understand
it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter that like when we bought the 100,
it.
I
Yeah.
pretty much told John because we split the cost, and I told him like, don't expect to get the money back. Just look at it like we're just spending the money,
Yeah.
and if we get anything back, then that'd be cool. But
Yeah.
approach it like we're not. You
Yeah.
know what I mean. So that's that.
Yeah.
Um,
Like,
so yeah, I guess once I have all of them, and you'll be hearing from me again.
yeah, and like that is like having a copy of that. Like, hopefully you could send it somewhere. Like, I don't.
Yeah, I
It's
don't know what
tough
to do yet,
right
but
now.
there's definitely options.
Yeah, it's like it's really tough though with the web series on YouTube because I feel like
Yeah.
is it one thing that's not getting the amount of views that you would hope to get is actually web series. I think you get decent views, but I mean, even stuff that has like people with bigger YouTube numbers backing it, still
Uh-huh.
with those people you don't get that much more views.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I think there's a lot of good TV stuff out there that's being done,
yeah,
and to go to I guess for someone to go to a web series, I don't know, they'd rather just watch other
yeah,
stuff on TV or whatever else. So I don't know. I don't think people are still used to watching long things
yeah,
on the computer.
yeah,
As weird as that might sound, I think a lot of people still aren't used to that idea.
yeah. That's why most of the stuff that's like series are like 5-10 minutes long on YouTube,
Right? Yeah.
because like attention span of people on YouTube aren't very high.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll change over time
Yeah,
because you're going to see more and more things be online.
yeah,
Because cable's kind of dying a little bit. So
yeah.
you're gonna see
Like
more and more stuff like
definitely,
people just being comfortable watching things online.
yeah, especially with you having Golden Globe where Amazon and Netflix and that's like those
Hmm.
services just winning, and
Yeah, yeah.
that is like sign of the new times.
That's the way things are going. So that's that. But,
Yeah,
so before I get out of here, I want to mention the other thing that we're we're now working on is the website.
yeah,
So we've completely ripped apart the previous stayballsy.com layout
yeah.
and just completely redoing that. So it's going to be much better.
Okay, that sounds great.
It's going to look pretty awesome. I'm pretty impressed by it. And so that's the current project.
Yeah, you
And-
always have these projects. You need to keep busy, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I enjoy doing it.
Yeah,
That's the main thing.
yeah,
So,
So
that
no-
hopefully that'll kind of coincide with the release of the new website with the Blu-ray at the same time, so people can jump on there and read about it and probably purchase it through the site and everything. So
yeah. So, nothing planned other than that. Like, you're not gonna do some spectaculars or anything. Like, when is the show?
yeah, in time, I think I'm waiting. I don't want to come back until I definitely want to get all this Schnozman whole punch stuff out of the way first, right?
Okay,
But I'm kind of waiting for some real clarity to hit me of like exactly what to do
okay.
and like a real clear vision
Yeah, yeah. I
Of,
understand what you mean.
of like how I want things to be and how to plan things out
Yeah,
before I just start doing stuff.
yeah.
And I also want to kind of give myself a little bit of a
Break.
Not too long, but you don't realize like I've been going pretty nonstop for like we've been at this for like a couple years.
Yeah, yeah,
So and even we've taken breaks from the show, and maybe people think we're just like not doing anything, but like during that time period,
Yeah.
we was like either editing something or like we've been gone this whole time.
yeah,
It's been about a month. It feels like it's been about a week for me because I've been doing stuff every day.
yeah.
So yeah, I need a little break and just to kind of clear the head and get a new vision of exactly what to do. But yeah, we're gonna be back with a lot of good stuff. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that sounds like the best way to do it. Would I also have been like I thought it's been 1.5 years I've been doing my podcast. I think no.
Yeah, yeah. I remember doing it over a year ago. Definitely in the summer, right?
Yeah, I think that's around the time when I started, or it was. Yeah, I can't even remember when the first one was, but I think it was beginning of like the summer, so like June is probably gonna be the 2 years part for me. So, and I'm rapidly approaching 100 episodes, and
Wow, awesome.
right now I don't really know.
How many times have I been on here? At least 5 or 6, maybe.
Yeah, something
Right?
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Let's see, this first episode was done.
NT.
Here we go. 23rd of June was the first
Wow.
one. 2013. So
Goes really quick, man.
yeah,
It's really just kind of scary.
and my first two like 50 was done pretty quick, and
Uh-huh.
then after that the pacing just slowed down so
Yeah,
rapidly.
yeah. Well, maybe perhaps you are like Eddie Izzard, doing the shows town to town.
Yeah, I mean you
And
learn.
you're honing your abilities.
Yeah, I mean you do learn a lot from doing these types of things, because I've been always thinking how or what to do next, and
Right.
and I'm thinking when I've hit 100 to redo and start from the beginning, and try and do the podcasts maybe a little bit differently, maybe a more edited version,
Uh-huh.
because like I don't really need to edit this. Like I have the audio balance good from the beginning, and then I just go for it. And unless it's like Skype fucking up, then I need to edit it. But otherwise than that, I can just upload it directly, because OBS has so low files sizes, so I can just
Uh-huh.
put it out directly. So I mean, that's maybe what I'm thinking of doing. But yeah, I'm always looking for the next thing, and someday I may get that next thing, but haven't
I think
struck me yet.
the trick is to not think too hard about it
Yeah,
and to try, but also you got to put some thought into it, I think.
yeah,
So it's a fine balance you got to find.
yeah,
So if you overthink, you'll never do it because you'll just constantly think of like problems or
yeah,
how it won't work. So it's like
Yeah.
you kind of have to be brave and just do it,
yeah,
but be prepared at the same time.
yeah. Yeah. I mean,
It sounds complicated.
Yeah, like you only get better if you like produce stuff and like put
Yeah.
it out there for like the world.
And Mark, if you ever did a Kickstarter, I would certainly be contributing, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
I need like if I ever want like a Kickstarter or something like that, I need to have more people working with me, and like I don't have that option right now, but someday I may have, and that
You gotta
time.
find some. Yeah, you gotta find some underlings. It's
Yes.
definitely nice.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, I want to thank you for being on.
No problem, man. I'm gonna come back soon.
Yes, I'm having Caesar on.
Oh, excellent.
I'm gonna record it this Friday, and then I'll probably wait and release it till on like Sunday or next Monday or something like that, because I want to have a little bit space between the podcasts. But Caesar did his last podcast ever, and I thought I would get him on and promote it for people.
I didn't know about this. I'm gonna have to go. Is that up on his channel already?
Yes.
I'm
And
gonna have
he
to go
did,
check that out now. I'm gonna have to check out the interview with you as well.
Yeah, It's episode. His episode 50 was his last one, and
Wow.
Because he wants to do like let's plays and that sort of stuff instead.
Right,
And
yeah.
everyone should go and watch it. I can link it also in this one, but I will talk more about it with Caesar on the next podcast. So
Great. Also check out the Bushi one from last time, which is real nice.
yes, that one went really well. I think it's the best one I did with Bushi. I think he's getting better at being. He's always good to have on because he always has topics prepared. So,
Uh-huh.
so I don't have to do any work at all. Like I don't have to come up really with anything. I'm like, yeah, thank you.
Bushi's great.
Yeah. So, but he is also getting better at being on stuff. So it's easier to talk to because like some people when you in the beginning when you are on stuff, you're a little bit nervous. You're really a little bit like unsure what to say and that sort of stuff. But yeah,
Yep.
that was a great podcast, and
Oh yeah.
I also probably gonna do a solo podcast sometime soon because I feel like people need to know what's going on with everything. Me hinting about going to Canada and stuff like. Well,
Oh.
probably when I have more news about that, I will do a solo one and speak all about it. How I'm afraid that I'm gonna die on the plane right there. No, no, I'm just like you always think the worst things when you're about to do a life-changing thing. So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
yeah, so thank you for being on. Pleasure as always having you on.
No problem, man.
Yeah, and you can follow John on like I would say stibalsi.com as well, but I mean it's renovating, so you
Yeah, it's
can't
done
really
right now.
go on it like right now. But John Rambo presents for getting all the good stuff on the show and all that whenever that comes back. And also the Blu-ray highlight video that's coming out someday. And
Yes, probably.
yeah,
Within 2 weeks it'll be up.
yeah, and Twitter at Super John Rambo. So yeah, me you can follow at Story of Crown, and I have a Tumblr as well. That's also storyofcrown@tumblr.com. I sometimes use it. I've been trying slowly to starting follow stuff, and I'm probably gonna use it more and more. Like always when you start up something new on the like if it's Tumblr, if it's Twitter or Facebook or whatever it is. In the beginning you don't really have like any followers, you don't have any like idea what really to do with it. So I'm gonna promote more and more the more I start to use it. So Tumblr is really hit or miss, so no, but yeah. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys some other time. Bye.